I sat down last week to write a simple REST endpoint, something I've done hundreds of times, and I froze. I couldn't remember how to start, not the framework syntax, not the middleware setup. I literally couldn't remember the basic structure of an express route handler. And it hit me. I use AI every single day for everything, and I'm getting worse at programming, not in some abstract philosophical way, in a very real, measurable way. My code skills are degrading. And if you're using AI coding tools daily, yours probably are too. Let me explain what's happening and, more importantly, how to fix it. When you write code manually, something important happens in your brain. You build a mental model, you understand why each line exists, how the pieces connect, what happens if you change something. It's deep knowledge that lets you debug, optimize, and extend your code with confidence. Now, think about what happens when AI writes your code. You describe what you want, AI generates 50 lines, it looks clean, it works, you move on. But here's the problem: you didn't build the mental model. You can't explain why it used that particular pattern. You don't know the trade offs it made. If something breaks at 2 a.m., you're staring at code you don't truly understand. That's not engineering, that's transcription. You've become a human clipboard, copying from an AI instead of copying from Stack Overflow. The end result is the same: code you can't fully explain. Before AI, here's what I used to do when facing a new problem. Really think, I'd consider 3 or 4 different approaches, weigh the trade offs, maybe sketch some architecture on paper. Sometimes the best solution came from an unexpected angle, from that creative struggle of working through the problem myself. Now I describe the problem to AI and accept the first suggestion every single time. I don't think about alternatives because the AI gave me something that works. Why would I explore further? But here's what I'm missing: AI gives you the most common solution, the average answer from its training data. It doesn't know your specific constraints, it doesn't know your team's coding style, your deployment environment, your performance requirements. The generic solution works, but it's rarely the best solution for your specific situation. And here's the scary part: once you outsource a skill long enough, you lose the ability to do it yourself. Creative problem solving is a muscle. If you stop exercising it, it atrophies. And it's happening to developers everywhere right now. There's a psychological concept called learned helplessness. It's when you've been dependent on something for so long that you believe you can't function without it. Watch the progression with AI tools. First, you use AI for complex algorithms. That makes sense. Then you start using it for boilerplate code. Saves time, right? Then basic functions. Why type it out when AI can? Then for loops, then array methods, things you could write in your sleep 6 months ago, you're now asking AI to generate. The threshold for "I need AI help" keeps dropping. Tasks that were trivially easy become tasks you instinctively reach for AI to solve. Your comfort zone has shrunk, and AI is the walls closing in. I caught myself the other day asking AI to write a reduce function, something I've explained in technical interviews, something I could teach a junior developer, but in the moment, my first instinct was to let AI do it. AI generated code looks professional, clean variable names, proper error handling, consistent formatting. It looks like a senior developer wrote it, so you trust it. But looking professional and being correct are two very different things. AI can't anticipate your specific edge cases. It doesn't know that your users sometimes submit forms with Unicode characters that break your parser. It doesn't know about the race condition that happens when 2 users update the same record simultaneously. It doesn't understand your business rule that says premium users get different validation logic. The code looks right, the tests pass, at least the ones AI also wrote. But in production, with real users doing unpredictable things, that clean code starts breaking in ways you didn't anticipate. Because you didn't write it, so you didn't think about the edge cases that come from deeply understanding your specific system. Clean code is not correct code, and trusting code because it looks good is a dangerous habit. Let me get specific about what skills are degrading. 4 critical ones. First, pattern recognition. When you write code regularly, you start seeing patterns, anti-patterns, potential bugs before they happen. You develop an instinct. AI short circuits that. You never develop the pattern library in your head because you're not doing the repetitive work that builds it. Second, documentation reading. This might sound minor, but it's huge. Senior developers read documentation efficiently. They know how to find what they need, understand API contracts, interpret specifications. When you just ask AI instead of reading docs, you never build this skill. And AI doesn't always have accurate or current documentation knowledge. Third, memory and recall. Coding builds procedural memory. Like learning to drive, the syntax and patterns become automatic. When AI writes your code, you're always a passenger. You never build that automatic recall. Fourth, sustained attention. Debugging requires holding complex state in your head for extended periods, tracing through code, forming hypotheses, testing them. When you ask AI to debug for you, you never develop that sustained concentration. These are the skills that separate a junior developer from a senior developer, and AI is preventing people from building them. Here's a question that keeps me up at night. What's the difference between an engineer and an orchestrator? An engineer understands systems. They can design solutions, anticipate problems, make architectural decisions based on deep knowledge. They know why things work, not just that they work. An orchestrator describes what they want and wires together outputs from tools. They know how to prompt AI effectively. They can combine AI outputs into working features, but they don't truly understand what's underneath. Right now, the industry is creating a generation of orchestrators who think they're engineers. They ship features fast. Their code looks clean. Their pull requests get approved. But when the AI tool goes down or the problem is novel enough that AI can't help, they're stuck. Your value as a developer isn't in typing code. AI is better at that. Your value is in understanding systems deeply enough to make the right decisions about what to build and how to build it. If you lose that understanding, you've lost the thing that makes you valuable. Okay, I'm not saying stop using AI. That would be foolish. AI tools are incredibly powerful and they're here to stay. The question is how to use them without losing your skills. Here are 6 rules I follow. Rule 1. Understand before you accept. Never merge AI-generated code you can't fully explain. Read every line, understand every decision. If something confuses you, that's a learning opportunity, not a reason to move on. Rule 2, write first, then AI. For any non-trivial task, spend 15 minutes writing your own solution first, then compare with AI's version. You'll learn from the differences and build your skills in the process. Rule 3, do hard things manually. Algorithms, data structures, complex logic, do these yourself. Use AI for the boring stuff, boilerplate, formatting, repetitive patterns, not for the stuff that builds your engineering brain. Rule 4, review AI code like a stranger wrote it because a stranger did. Would you accept a random pull request from someone you've never worked with? Apply that same scrutiny to AI output. Rule 5, schedule AI free coding time. Once a week, close Copilot, close Claude, close everything. Solve a problem with just your brain and the documentation. It will feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is growth. Rule 6, teach what you learn. Explaining concepts to others forces deep understanding. Write blog posts, mentor juniors, do tech talks. If you can't explain it without AI, you don't understand it. Use the tools, but don't let the tools use you. Here's my challenge for you this week. Pick one coding task, something meaningful, not trivial. Close all your AI tools, every single one, and solve it yourself. Just you, your editor, and the documentation. It's going to feel slow. It's going to feel frustrating. You might even feel a little anxious without your AI safety net. Good. That discomfort you feel, that's your skills rebuilding. That's your brain forming connections it hasn't had to make in months. That's you becoming a better developer. If this video made you think, subscribe for more honest takes on AI and development. See you in the next one.